Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm getting ready for the day using a full face of Charlotte Tilbury, including the new Super Nudes collection, which was sent to me complimentary. It was the very first thing I unboxed in my last PR haul, which if you haven't seen that video, check it out because I'm also hosting a huge Makeup by Mario giveaway. I will link it down below in case you'd like to enter. So the only thing I have on my face right now is moisturizer and eye cream, and I'm going to begin with Complexion. I pulled out a few of my favorite Charlotte products from the drawers, like this Hollywood Flawless filter, and I have the shade 3, light medium. You can use this product many different ways, including mixing it directly into your foundation, layering on top of your foundation as a cream highlight. You can also use it as a primer, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm kind of just starting in the center points of the face, just a little bit, anywhere that I want a little extra glow and reflection. I am just going to blend that out with this Sephora Pro brush. This is the Sephora Pro Foundation 56. It just gives the skin such a pretty lit from within, but very natural looking sheen. Doesn't leave you feeling greasy or oily, but especially since we're going in with the Flawless Finish foundation, which is very matte, it's nice to have a little glow underneath. I just unboxed this Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is shade 6, Neutral. And this bottle was sent to me complimentary a while ago, but I have gone through an entire bottle of this, along with an entire bottle of the Magic Foundation, which I purchased myself. I really like this formula. It took me a while to get there when I first tried it. I knew it looked really nice, but it was just a tricky foundation. It really took a few times to get the application down pat. Using the same brush, I'm going to do the same technique where I'm just going to start in the center of the face and blend out. You want to be careful with this foundation because it dries pretty quickly and then it doesn't budge. So you want to work fast, and it has such great coverage, very full coverage, so you really don't need that much product. Better to start with less and build it up if you need to. It's a long wear foundation, so it's great for special occasions. It would be nice for brides, for weddings, for photos. Doesn't have any SPF, so there's no flashback. And it really does withstand in the heat, humidity, if you're out in the elements, sweating outside somewhere. And it looks great on camera because it is so full coverage, kind of covers everything. If you have dry skin, you just have to make sure you prep your skin accordingly. Go in with a really rich moisturizer, maybe a hydrating primer. And then if you like glow, you'll definitely want to do what we did. Go in with either the Charlotte Tilbury primer or even the Hollywood Flawless filter. It looks really nice. I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury concealer, so instead I'm going in with my everyday concealer. I've been using this Hourglass, and I have the shade Birch. A little bit. I believe I did try a Charlotte Tilbury concealer once, maybe in this, like a sample packet, and I didn't really love it. So unless they bring out something new, it's just not one of my favorite products from her. All of her complexion products are incredible except the concealer. I'm sure it works for some people, but you know, concealer is a funny thing. I polled you guys yesterday on Instagram stories to see if you guys had any interest in the new Tom Ford concealer. I knew it was going to be pricey because it has skincare and it goes along with their skincare foundation that they launched last year, which was I believe it was $150. Very pricey. And it looked really pretty. I'm not sure you can ever really justify that price. But the concealer is $90. I found that to be shocking. I knew it was going to be expensive. And I think their emulsion-proof concealer was probably $52, which is already expensive, but $90, ooh, probably still going to pick it up. I'm just so curious. I'd like to review it. It does have hyaluronic acid in it, and it's supposed to have skincare ingredients. I don't know if it has anything else besides the hyaluronic acid. And then it has medium buildable coverage. The packaging looks like the lip gloss. I love the packaging. The thing about Tom Ford is that if you wait a little bit, wait a few months, you will be able to find it 40% off at the cosmetic store or the cosmetics company. And they've been accused in the past of kind of repackaging Estee Lauder products, using the same formulas, but just calling it Tom Ford and doubling the price. Same thing with Matte, the little paint pots. So I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth testing. My brain tells me that it's not worth it, but my heart is always looking for a great concealer. So I will probably pick it up and I will report back to you guys. It sounds like a lot of people are kind of fed up with the Tom Ford prices. And $90 for those blushes, that is outrageous. And it's a shame because the old blushes, which were, I believe, $46, the pan is so huge. That used to be one of the best value products from Tom Ford. The double-sided eyeliner, I think, is a great value, and the blush, because it was so big, at $46, yeah, I believe it was $46, it was kind of a steal. But now $90 for those new duo blushes, it's just crazy. I pulled out my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade 1 Fair. So I'm going to use this to set my concealer. It's been a while since I've used this. I like this powder, but it's very mattifying. To finish the face, I'm picking up this brand new Nudegasm face palette for a runway ready bronze sculpt and glow. So inside, the exterior packaging is really pretty. It has this face on the front, and then on the inside it says Nudegasm Love embossed right there on the powders. You have this really pretty creamy pearl highlighter, and then this peachy highlight. I think that would look really nice on the cheeks, and then you have a softer sculpt and then the deeper sculpt. So you have a few different options to play around with. I have a BK Beauty 108 brush, and I'm just going to very lightly go into this deeper sculpt. Just to see. Just a little bit. I'm just going to wiggle that right underneath the cheekbone. I'm not going to do a harsh contour, but I do want to sculpt a little bit. And then I'm going to blend in circular motions. Next, I'm going in with the BK Beauty 104 brush. This is very fluffy, and I'm going to pick up the soft sculpt, and I'm going to use that to blend around this deeper sculpt and to bronze more than contour. Very lightly, I'm just sort of blending on top. The soft sculpt has a pretty cool undertone. Typically, the bronzers I wear have a little bit more warmth to them, but I don't mind it. Very quickly, I'm going back with my powder brush, and I'm just going to make sure it looks really soft. I think it looks nice. I really like the way the cheeks turned out. I don't really love it on the temples as much. It's just not my favorite undertone for a bronzer product. I think these are truly contour shades. They're not really bronzers. It's a little bit too cool toned. Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's neutral. It's pretty cool toned. So it ends up looking sort of muddy. Even though it's light, it's not too dark. It looks sort of grayish, kind of muddy on my skin, which here it looks pretty because it looks like shadows. It looks like my cheeks are really carved. But along the temples, I think I would probably want to go in with another product. Something with a little bit more warmth to it so that I don't get this kind of dirty, muddy temple look. Not terrible, but if you look up close, it's just not quite right. Definitely not what I'm used to. Maybe it just needs to grow on me a little bit. But the products blend really nicely. That's the great thing about the palette. But I'm going to go in now with this shade right here. And I'm going to use that as a blush, kind of cheek topper. So I have just a plain blush brush. This is the Multi Glow right here. It looks so pretty. Ooh, see that? I love. And that adds a little pop of warmth as well because it's peach. So actually, I think that's perfect. Kind of brings the whole cheek together. That's super pretty. And then if you have a medium or deeper skin tone, that would probably be a really nice highlighter on you as well. On me, it adds more color to my cheeks, so it's kind of the perfect peachy cheek topper. I'm determined to use every shade in the palette, so now I have just a plain highlighting brush, and I'm going into this really pretty golden pearl, kind of a gold champagne. And I am going to pop that on the tops of the cheeks. Just a little bit because that Multi Glow has a lot of glow. We don't need to add much more. I still always like to do the ball of the nose, the bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow, chin. I think it looks so pretty. I like to go back with my powder brush and just softly diffuse the highlight that I applied to the face. Next, I'm picking up the Super Nudes Easy Eye Palette. This was sent to me last year, I believe, and I checked, and I double checked, and I checked again just to be sure, and this palette is identical to the new palette. I guess there was probably limited edition, and then they re-released it, so I'm not going to touch that other palette. I'm going to save that one. So I'm going back into my old palette from last year. I don't know if I ever used this on camera. I think I maybe swatched it, but that's about it. So I will finally get to put it to use. With the Rougher 16 brush, I'm going into the first shade right here, and I'm going to buff that in the crease. I think it was yesterday I saw Trend Mood posted some updated swatches of the new large eyeshadow palette from Charlotte Tilbury that's coming out soon. And it looks so good. I cannot wait for that palette. It's going to be stunning. Just very wearable colors. There are some greens in there, but it's kind of greens, bronzy colors. The type of palette that you could use every single day. That is a purchase I'm definitely going to make without thinking twice. And then just this morning, I ordered the new Natasha Denona Retro palette, the larger palette. I don't have the mini. In fact, I don't think I have any mini palettes from her. It looked really nice, very flattering. I wish I had skipped the Love palette and the Zendo palette and held off because then I would have felt a lot better about my purchase today. Now I feel like, oh, it's just one more palette that I've added to my collection. But I do think it looks very flattering and wearable. I went ahead and purchased. It was an app exclusive for Sephora, and I think it goes live on the website today. Well, it will be today by the time I post this video. Next, with the pencil brush, I'm going into this shade right here, the second one in the palette, and I'm going to lightly buff that beneath the lower lash line. It's so hard to resist purchasing all of the holiday palettes and holiday pieces that come out. Trying not to let it get too out of control. Still want to be smart about my purchases. And I saw a sneak peek of the holiday collection from Chanel, and it looks so beautiful. So I think most of my makeup dollars are going to go to that, and then I do plan to pick up a couple bits and pieces from other brands. Holiday collections are usually so beautiful, limited packaging, but they can be sneaky. You want to make sure it's something that you will truly integrate into your daily routine, something you will use. Because I still have so many pieces that I purchased last holiday season that I never really touch, like the Dior holiday collection. I was having a conversation with somebody who actually asked me how I've been able to maintain my low buy. The more you skip, the more you start saying no to things, it does get so much easier. But I remember the first big launch that I skipped last year was the Pat McGrath Labs large holiday palette. In fact, I don't think I picked up really anything from that entire collection. It was a beautiful launch. And I did think to myself, oh no, am I going to regret this? And is this going to be the one piece that everybody just talks about and raves about months from now? And I'm going to wish I had picked it up. But sure enough, I believe it launched maybe late November, December. And even by January, I don't think I heard so much as a word about that eyeshadow palette. So it ended up being something that I was really glad I skipped. So I'm trying to keep that in the back of my mind just to remind myself that even though sometimes we get so excited about these new pieces, is it something that you will truly love and use all of next year? If the answer is no, then it's okay to just go ahead and skip it. With a flat shader brush, I'm going back into the Nudegasm palette and I'm picking up this shade right here and I'm going to pop that on the lid. With a Rephr 13 brush, I'm going into the third shade in the palette and I'm going to use this to add just a little depth and dimension in the outer V. With a blank fluffy brush, I am just blending that out. Really quickly, using my finger, I'm just going to pop a teeny tiny bit of this right in the center. I've picked up this super nude eyeliner. This is the Enhance Magnifier and then the Brighten Illuminator. I think that side goes in the waterline. I sometimes like that look, I sometimes don't. I'll go ahead and do it for today just so we can see what it looks like. So I'm taking this Super Nudes Brighten and I'm going to go in the waterline. Well, the good news is that it's very easy to use and it shows up. Sometimes those nude eyeliners, you really have to go over it and over and over it to really be able to see it on the eye. But this was really soft and easy. Next, I'm taking the Enhance Magnifier and I'm going to smudge this along the top lash line. I just finished my eyeliner. I did a wing and then I did the little baby wing on the inside and then I went ahead and I filled in my eyebrows like I normally do. And now I'm going in with this Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes mascara. I had one that was already open, so I didn't touch the one that they sent me. But I do really like this mascara. The first time I tried it, I think I was a bit confused because you really have to kind of wiggle the wand and push them up. After a few tries, once I got the hang of it, it became really easy, and I love the fact that it's tapered. And I really do like this mascara. I got rid of so many open mascaras, the ones that were just sort of so-so, but I didn't really like and I knew I wouldn't really grab. This was one of maybe 4 mascaras that I held on to. So I really like it. Going underneath with a blank brush just to soften the under eye, but eyes and face are done as soon as I buff this out. And then we have 4 lipsticks. I'm going to try each shade that was sent over, that way you can see all of them. Done. Eyes are finished. Not used to seeing that nude eyeliner in the waterline. Out of the 4 lipsticks, 3 of them are the Matte Revolution, and then 1 is the Creamy Kissing formula. I'm going to go lightest to deepest, so I'm starting with Cover Star. I'm not going to do any lip liner because I don't want to alter the shade in any way. I like this color. It is very nude, so I will probably go in with a lip liner first and then I'll top it off with a gloss. But I think it is just a really pretty nude color. It is a true nude. Next, I'm going in with Runway Royalty. This is the Creamy Kissing formula. I actually think I'm gonna like this one the best. This is Runway Royalty. So this one looks a little bit shinier. My lips look more hydrated. They feel really smooth as well. And it has a little bit more pink to it. I actually think this one is my favorite. This is closer to the nudes I usually wear. Next we have Catwalking. This one looks similar to the first, but it's a little bit deeper. It looks like a rich, deeper nude. Ooh. Kind of reminds me of all of those lipsticks that became really popular. I think it might have been when Kylie Jenner was filling in her lips. I remember MAC Whirl lip liner was really popular. Velvet Teddy, and then there were a couple browns, kind of that 90s matte lip. This reminds me of those. So it's kind of a throwback, but not throwback to the 90s, throwback to like 2015. Whenever those became popular again, I like it. I think there's just something about this color. I have something similar from Charlotte, but it's a little bit orangey, and this one isn't, so I prefer this. Last but certainly not least, this is another matte. It's Supermodel. Yes, Supermodel. Another really nice fall color. More of a berry on me, but I really like it. I think because the look overall is super nude, it's nice to have something with a little color, like this cranberry kind of adds something different to the makeup look instead of being so nude, so monochromatic. Which is nice, it's definitely a look, but this gives it a bit of a pop. It's kind of nice, putting me in that fall spirit. Naturally, I had to do some comparison swatches, so I pulled out my 3 super nude lipsticks from last year that came with the little rhinestones on the cap, which is really pretty. But if you finished one of those lipsticks, you could always hold on to the cap and reuse it. You can throw that on top of any Charlotte Tilbury lipstick if you really wanted to. This is Super Nude, Super You, Super Starlet. Here we have Cover Star, Runway Royalty, Catwalking, Supermodel. This is the original Pillow Talk, This is Pillow Talk 2 Medium. This is Walk of No Shame. My makeup for the day is now complete using a full face of Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes, and I really like everything. All 4 lipsticks are really beautiful, and I think they are perfect for fall. The face palette is really beautiful. I love the highlighter. I love this peachy shade right here. These are a bit cooler, so I'm not sure I'm going to use these as a bronzer, but I would definitely use them as a contour shade. And then this Easy Eye palette is just great. It truly is easy. It's a great neutral everyday palette. Chances are you probably have something similar. If you have larger palettes like this, you could go ahead and skip it. But if you're looking for something that's kind of slim and travel friendly, I love the size of this compact because you could just throw this in a bag, travel with it, and you really have everything you need to create a soft everyday look, a smoky date night look. You could use this as an eyeliner if you wanted to. So just a very versatile palette. The mascara is incredible, one of my favorites. The eyeliner is nice. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of the pale eyeliner in the waterline, so I will probably not get a ton of use out of this, although I do think it is convenient that it's double-sided. That way, if you want it, it's there. If not, you still have the deeper shade on the other side. So I do think this is pretty cool. This is amazing. So that completes my review. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. Let me know what you think about these products, which lipstick is your favorite. Drop me a comment. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.